Most drivers don't even know what a MAF sensor is, but here's the scary truth. Cleaning it the wrong way can quietly kill your engine over time. Your car's mass airflow, or MAF sensor, is a small but powerful component. It measures how much air enters the engine so the ECU can balance the air-fuel mixture. When it gets dirty, your car runs rough, burns more fuel, and eventually damages internal components. But the way many people on the internet clean this sensor is dangerously wrong, and it's costing them thousands of dollars without even realizing it. Let's start with what happens inside your car. The MAF sensor is coated with tiny sensing wires or hot films that detect airflow. These are extremely delicate. Even a small touch or wrong spray can ruin their calibration. And when the readings are off, your ECU starts injecting too much or too little fuel. Over time, this leads to poor performance, fouled spark plugs, clogged catalytic converters, and sometimes, full engine failure. Mistake number 1. Spraying carb or brake cleaner directly on the MAF. This is actually one of the most common, and honestly, most damaging, mistakes. Carb and brake cleaners are just way too harsh. They strip away the protective coating on the sensor's element, which, causes it to degrade rapidly. Here's a real-world example. A mechanic from Firestone Complete Auto Care shared a story of a customer who used brake cleaner on his MAF sensor of a Toyota Camry. The sensor shorted out completely, triggering a check engine light and forcing him to spend over $400 on a replacement. So, the right product? Always use a dedicated MAF sensor cleaner. It's designed to evaporate quickly without leaving any residue or damaging the sensor's sensitive parts. Trust me, using the right stuff makes all the difference. Mistake number 2. Physically touching the sensor wires. Those tiny wires might look solid, but honestly, they're thinner than a hair. If you use a cotton swab, a brush, or even a cloth to wipe them clean, well, congratulations, you've probably just destroyed your sensor. In one documented case, a DIYer on a popular forum shared how gently brushing his MAF wire on a Ford F-150 made his truck idle rough and misfire. He thought he was fixing the problem, but he actually ended up replacing the entire unit. Sometimes, even good intentions can go sideways. The correct method is simple. Never touch the sensor directly. Just spray the proper cleaner from a safe distance and let gravity do the work. Mistake number 3 is reinstalling the MAF sensor before it fully dries. MAF cleaner evaporates fast, but not instantly. If you reinstall a damp sensor, moisture can short out the wires when the current flows through it. This can trigger false readings or even permanently damage the sensor. Okay, so here's a pro tip for you. After cleaning, make sure to wait at least 10 to 15 minutes before reinstalling the sensor. It really needs to be bone dry. Seriously. Mistake number 4 is, ignoring the air filter. A lot of folks clean their MAF sensor but totally forget to check the air filter. If your air filter is dirty, it can let dust and oil particles flow straight into the sensor. That means, honestly, it'll just get dirty again in a matter of weeks. A technician from Midas once told me that over 70% of the dirty MAF sensors he replaced were actually caused by clogged or poorly installed air filters. Kind of eye-opening, right? If you're cleaning your MAF sensor but not replacing your air filter regularly, you're just putting a band-aid on a deeper problem. Mistake number 5. Ardi Butts, Arbi Maber Safin. Overcleaning. Yeah, believe it or not, too much cleaning can also ruin it. MAF sensors are not meant to be cleaned every month. Every unnecessary cleaning increases the risk of damaging the delicate sensor elements. For most vehicles, cleaning every 12 to 18 months, or when symptoms appear, is more than enough. So, signs you may need to clean the sensor include a rough, idle, poor acceleration, bad fuel economy, and even a check engine light with MAF-related codes. Yeah, these symptoms can really sneak up on you if you're not paying attention. Now here's why this matters more than most people think. A failing MAF sensor doesn't just mess with fuel economy, it also affects timing, throttle response, transmission shifting, and even emissions. Honestly, it's a bigger deal than a lot of folks realize. In fact, some mechanics estimate that nearly 30% of so-called mystery performance issues actually come from a dirty or damaged MAF sensor. It's kind of wild how often this gets overlooked. And the worst part? Many people think they're saving money by cleaning it themselves, but just one wrong move can lead to a $300 to $600 repair. So, here's the right way to clean a MAF sensor. First, you want to remove the sensor carefully without touching the sensing elements. Alright, now spray the dedicated MAF sensor cleaner from just a few inches away. Remember, do not scrub or wipe the sensor. Next, let it air dry completely for at least 10 to 15 minutes. This step is super important, so don't rush it. Once it's dry, reinstall the sensor gently, tighten the screws, and clear any stored codes if needed. So, yeah, remember to replace or check the air filter to keep contaminants out. Here's the big lesson. The MAF sensor isn't just another part you can spray and forget. Treat it carefully, and it'll keep your engine running smoothly for years. But if you mishandle it, you might be looking at a repair bill that could have easily been avoided. If this video saved you from making a costly mistake, make sure you subscribe to Gear Specs and, turn on notifications for more real, fact-based car advice. Your engine and your wallet